Hey guys, this is the educator author, Danielle Arna Brown. I am the author of The Golden Nuggets of Teaching, a guide for new teachers. And today I have Miss Glenda on the line. What's going on, Glenda?
Hey, D, what's up?
Man, same old, same old. Excited to have you on the show. So today's topic, we're going to talk about doing the work. Again, doing the work. What I like to say, I like to call that the self-reflective moment. So, as teachers, we have an abundance of things we have to do. And there's sometimes where, and I can say, even I've seen this with new teachers where, I can't even just say new teachers. I've seen it with veteran teachers as well, where they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. Glenda, what about you?
I mean, yeah, sometimes it happens. You just get caught up in the day to day, and you're not even doing the work anymore. You're just going through the motions.
You Man, you know what? I've even caught myself sometimes going through the motions, and I like to think about what is that? You know how you're driving sometimes, and you just in a routine, and you
And you have
just
no idea how you got home.
you
How
just
did I get here?
you just passing through things, just going, and you don't even realize that you are going through the motions. You just going through the motions, and you're not actually present. You're not really present in the moment. Well, I know as teachers that happens. That happens because we have such a routine that we have to follow. So it becomes just that everyday routine. And that's what I really talk to new teachers about is truly being present and doing the work. And when I mean doing the work, is it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, nobody can do it for you. That's not even how you become better at your craft, is if someone's constantly doing it for you. Have you ever mentored a teacher, Glenda?
Yeah, I have a mentee right now we had to have that tough conversation of nobody's going to hand you lesson plans. Nobody can differentiate for you. Nobody can accommodate all of your students because we don't know them. You
Man,
got to put in that work yourself. You have to reflect and you have to look at what's going on in your room and make changes that's going to be best for you and your kids. Like nobody can do that for you.
but you can do this with your eyes closed. I mean, you're just good at it. Can you just do it for me? What are you talking about? I've heard that, and people have come to me and said that, and they want to know what you're doing, in your classroom, and I don't mind sharing. I am a sharer. I am a person who likes.
Absolutely.
I definitely believe in that, but what I always say goes back to your kids. You got to do what's best for your kids. So my
Right.
plan may not be the best plan for your class.
Right. And
So
implementation is just so important with that because you taking my plan and trying to implement my procedures, my way of thinking into your room and your kids, it's not going to always manifest the same way.
You know, I can I can recall when I first started teaching, and we were teaching reading, and in reading we had this pre-scripted lesson plan, and so it said on the side, it kind of felt like one of the what we take the start test, and so it felt like one of the say this, and so literally reading this script that I have no connection to, and I'm expected to deliver this script in a manner in which students can receive it. And that for me was the hardest thing to do. And I actually had to go to my administrator and was like, this isn't working for me. I can teach the skill, I can teach the teak, but what I'm being asked to do is to read directly from this piece of paper and fill it and make it engaging as possible. And I struggle with that because that didn't fit. That didn't fit me. That didn't even fit my students. So that was a struggle
And
for me.
so what I hear you saying is that your personality shows up in your lessons and how you do things in your room.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. Like,
And that's a big thing in doing the work is, you have to put a piece of yourself into the work. or nobody's going to be connected to it.
Right.
You as the teacher, them as the learner, like it's never ever going to happen if nobody is attached to what they're doing.
Man, that is so so true. Cause my classroom has got to be energetic because that's my personality. And sometimes I have to dial down my personality. You know, I'm gonna say this: every class is different. Every class is different. Every class that I had has been different, and so I had to adjust myself according to the class as well. So yeah, it may not be all fun and games all the time, or this one I have to be a little bit more dramatic with this class. I have to do a little bit more of a show and presentation, where another class they don't need all of that. So you have to, again, like you said, you have to do the work. You have to adjust yourself according to the class as well.
And even with that is classroom management. I mean, some classes are going to need a lot more structure than others. Some kids can come in and get started and do everything else. And other people, you're going to have to get a jar of marbles and give them incentives when the jar fills up if they're following through with those beginning of the day procedures. But that still requires you to step back and look at what's going on in your class, is, again, people can't do that for you because you're in there by yourself.
You got that right. I just want to go back to the jar of marbles. I was shocked that you said, jar of marbles. I'm really, you do jar of marbles? You are a jar of marbles person? That is so.
I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm in here giving out dojo points to 7th graders. What do you need? Okay, whatever it's going to take, we're going to get there.
Just the smallest.
Bubblegum, you can have that too.
You are feeding kids sugar to but hey.
What do you need? You want to play a Quizlet? You want a Kahoot? What do you want?
You got
whatever you want. Again, my idea of doing the work was getting them to work. Whatever it's going to take for them to work, we can do that.
Man, it's so hard because, man, we're competing with video games and reality TV. And so,
In relation, have you ever talked about a 7th grader and their relationship status?
Oh, my
can't compete
goodness.
with that.
Like,
I got to.
It's a lot, man. It is a lot, and you've got to be ready. You have to be ready at all times to I guess meet the needs of each kid because everybody needs something different. Like you doing bubble gum for one, and the other person you doing Kahoot, and you doing class dojo. You do class dojo? That is hilarious.
I'm using class dojo.
Yeah, guys, if you don't know, like I know Glenda, and to see, I could see her giving kids bubble gum and candy, just like, here, eat this, feed me, eat this. I just really the jar of marbles really is what got me, but she's doing the work. She's doing what it takes to meet the needs of her kids. But the
good thing about it is if you do the work early, if you can get the work done in the first semester, you don't have to worry about that same work in the spring. You're not working on the same thing all the time.
Man,
there's always room for improvement, but at some point you do master certain procedures, certain things, to where you can focus on other things to make sure those kids are consistently growing.
That's that good old classroom management. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I worked myself that first semester. That first 6 weeks is really that make it or break it. And then now it's that springtime, and spring has sprung, and spring sprung early for our kids. They have been springing. They have been springing off the walls. Have been springing off the roofs.
They skipping and springing and everything else. Yes.
But the beauty of this, when you have done the work, it's not all the kids, and that's the beauty of it. It's not everybody. So you may have your handful of your one or two that's exhibiting that behavior, and that's more manageable than having an entire class springing off the wall because you didn't do the work in the beginning.
Right.
Right.
And you've done the work when your class is doing things, and when they looking at you like, this is not how we do this.
Right.
That's not how we turn in papers. This is not how we do this. Like, why are we doing this wrong today?
Right. Man, Guys, if you don't know, the golden nugget of the day is do the work. Do the work. Do what you need to do in order to be successful. No one is saying that it's going to be easy and that it's going to happen overnight, but you have to be consistent and you have to do the work. Again, Glenda, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. It's been, hey, I'm just taken away by the jar of marbles, and that was good enough for me. That's my takeaway is the gems. But thank you so much for being on the show. I so appreciate you coming through.
No problem.
Hey, guys, again, I am the educator author, Danielle Arna Brown. You can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, at The Educator Author. Hey guys, get at me. Until next time, peace.